What it is, what is up, what is good, gamers? This is Shonuff71, aka Diggadolamite.
Purple bling bling, yo.
And your auditory canals are tuned into episode 257 of the Gaming Vessels podcast. As usual, I am not in the digital studio alone. Along with me, I got my partners in crime. First on deck, we got Dez, a.k.a. the Bay Area Terror, a.k.a. the High Res Lover.
That's me.
A.k.a. the Cat Daddy, a.k.a. that gamer stepdaddy. How's it going, dude?
Pretty good. Pretty good. Finally got myself kind of, okay with the new job. Doing pretty good. I'm excited. Meeting a lot of new faces. People seem to be good. People seem to be nice. So yeah, I'm doing pretty good. I'm still getting used to the hours, but it's my turn to pay because I've been pretty good.
My turn.
Yep, I've been pretty lucky with my working hours. So, but yeah, I'm doing pretty good.
Cool. And of course, our show is a no-go without Trader Joe, aka Jabroni Chief.
Yeah.
But you might also know him as the Food Max of gaming, who can maximize your gaming dollar. What's going on?
Not much, man. Just been spending, since we last recorded, just a lot of time maybe not gaming and just doing some things, hanging out with some friends and kind of doing some different stuff. So it's been kind of I've taken a little bit step back from being so fervent about buying tons of new games. So I'm kind of taking a step back. I'm kind of try to take a look at what I have and where I want to move forward. So, and I say this as I got a bunch of pre-orders coming in this week too. So.
Yeah.
But it is what it is. So. I even bought Conquered, even though I haven't played it yet. So, oh boy.
Conquered.
Conquered.
Yeah.
That.
He actually bought it, and I was like, "Wow, you just love throwing money away, don't you?"
That first person shooter with the that was what is it? Fire Strike?
Galaxy.
Yeah, the
Fire
hero
Strike?
shooter. Yeah.
Yeah, the wannabe, the ghetto heroes of the galaxy. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'm always having to come on here defending my purchases.
You don't have to defend nothing to me. I mean,
I know.
It's your hard-earned money. You wanna. I won't say throw it away, but
he's throwing it away. Let's be honest.
Part of my target. Remember that Persona story from a couple episodes back. So it was targets. These illicit obtained funds from my return of Persona 3 Reload. I'm supporting Sony and Conquer. We'll see if I'm actually playing Conquer. We'll see. I'm gonna give it a go this Labor Day weekend. We'll see what happens.
Somebody got to help them make back $100+ million they wasted on that game. So, do you?
You ain't lying.
Cold-blooded.
He ain't wrong though.
All right. Well, folks, as usual, but as always, our first topic on our docket, we got the playlist and our summer backlog update coming at you. All right, let's kick things off with Jabroni. What you been up to in your backlog, and what have you been playing, sir?
Not much. I have played some EDF 6, and so Earth Defense Force 6. I got up to the point in the story, I think it's like mission 15 or 16, where it actually, because at the beginning of the game, you play it in this desolate, Earth, basically, that you're having to, piece together with all these, cooks and other people to try to defend against the alien onslaught if need be. But beginning between I think mission 15 and 16, it actually has a formal introduction, Earth Defense Force 6, and it actually resumes instead of that gloomy doomy music. Actually, the usual EDF6 or EDF like theme music on stages and that kind of thing. So it just basically goes back to being basically another EDF game at that point. So like with full soldier support, and we'll see where the narrative takes me. I don't know if you've been surprised by the narrative at all, Kev, or it's just the usual EDF silliness, but
it's EDF silliness, but it's very good EDF silliness though.
Yeah. So as far as my backlog game, I mean, pretty much I've been moving forward with the one game I'm playing, but I'm looking at fall being September 22nd. Kind of creeping up. So
yeah.
Kind of creeping up, yeah. So Secret of Mana, I think about according to the PlayStation timer, I have like 14 hours invested in the game, so I am making my way through. I'm actually at some point I was like trying to find the next place to go because this is an old school, SNES based action RPG, and so there's not, even though they tell you where to go, it's like there's no direction. And so I was trying to find this next place near this water palace I was at, and literally I just had to move right to the next screen at one point, but I just walked all over the map looking for where I needed to go, and I eventually found it after like a good hour, maybe hour 20 of gameplay. So it's like I'm sitting here probably leveling up my characters a little bit more than what I should be, but I want to get to the end because I'm almost up to the hour minimum of 15 to be able to push through at least my first game. So, but the second game is going to kind of be where I'm just going to have to pick one game and just go bonkers and not play anything else the next couple weeks. So, well, we'll see. I'm debating whether it's going to be like Journey to the Savage Planet. I know that me and Des talked about doing a multiplayer game, but doubt that's going to happen. But
I agree.
Yeah, so I'm going to have to just pick one game and kind of roll with it. So we'll see. I might decide to go and do something on Switch because I could at least, play in bed or play, portably if I'm out and go or happen to go somewhere between now and the 22nd. So we'll see. So as far as what else I've been up to, I actually subscribed to the Regal. I have a Regal Unlimited pass now, so I've been going to the movies a little bit more often. So I went to go see the new Aliens movie, and I forgot what the subtitle is. Like it starts with an R. But
Romulus.
There you go. Thank you. I felt it was a very good movie, and the only thing that was kind of distracting about seeing the movie is that me and my friend Amy, we decided to go see it in 4DX, and so that was my first experience in 4DX, and so dealing with the fact that these seats are a little bit smaller than I'm used to, and then dealing with all the vibration business during the movie, I elected to keep the water effects on, and so at certain points, when the spitters came out, I got sprayed basically. Not too much, but
that's awesome.
At certain points too, there's like flashing lights. They had some strobe lights up on the top, and so it's just very interesting to see. In fact, some of the movie trailers prior to the movie were actually in the 4DX as well. So you got to see some of the jump scares like in Beetlejuice, the new Beetlejuice movie coming out on there. And then, man, oh man, that trailer for the new Captain America movie in 4DX was just like, might as well just be rolling in a like a
wind tunnel.
Hatchback or something with a bunch of speakers in the back, because that's how it felt like. It's like, just all this craziness just going on. So, but
I do want to see that Captain America movie. I want to see Captain America and I want to see Kraven. I haven't given two craps about a Marvel movie since the original Black Panther, and those two trailers really got me interested to dip back in. I mean, I ain't gonna go back and watch the stuff that I missed because I really don't care about it. But I do want to see the Captain Cap, and Kraven looks like, if Punisher and Tarzan had a baby. That's basically what that looks like.
I saw the trailer for that. It looked okay. I mean, I know the source material. It's just just like with what was the other Marvel villain movie, Morbius, I think.
It's been Morbius and then Madam Web, and
Yeah, it's just like I'm not sure if a villain could actually carry an entire movie. I think out of all the villains, I think maybe Craven might have a good chance of doing that. But you know, it's I think they want to ape what DC's doing with like the Joker movie, where obviously you're gonna have an entire movie based on the villain, and so I just see so many other heroes out there probably deserving of some, cinematic love out there that, what's your overall feelings about villains getting full movies, Des? Do you think it's warranted, or you think it just depends on the story and
Is
depends on the
money.
character?
Is money. That's why
Yeah.
that is why Sony's doing it, because their cash cow is Spider-Man, and they can't get all the money from it. So they got the golden goose with Spider-Man. So of
Yeah.
course they're going to try to, because they have all of his backlog too. So they're going to try and milk that backlog for as much as they can. So whichever one works, we probably got Battle Wheel coming out, or some other character. Like if you were a Spider-Man villain, we're gonna try to, or a Spider-Man character, we're gonna try to make a movie out of you, and that's what they're gonna do, because it's even
Spider Woman, maybe.
yeah, they might even do Spider-Woman. Who knows? No, probably not, because I mean, after what happened with Madam Web, they're probably not going to do anything like that. They're looking for more of the more like aggressive. Because remember, they don't have the Disney thing about we're family friendly and all that, so they can make rated R movies. So PG-13. So they're going to do that. So whether it's good or not doesn't matter to them, because any kind of money is good money, because as long as they got Spider-Man keeping the lights on, they're good. They are good.
Yeah. I also went to go see a Miyazaki movie, so basically I went to go and I saw The Cat Returns. So I've been seeing
Such a
all the
great movie.
Studio Ghibli movies, and yeah, it's like I usually have been going with listener Goonie on there, so we saw like Ponyo. I saw Ponyo in Japanese, which was hit different than the American dub on there, and then we also saw, I think if I remember correctly, it was Princess Mononoke, and we saw that one in Japanese too, and I felt like the Japanese just really kind of made it just that much better on here. We saw The Cat Returns. Me and Amy, we saw it as a dubbed, but I think with the voice cast and everything, like Tim Curry and there's other actors involved with it, that even though the movie was short, it was very charming, like you said, Des. So
It's a very good movie. I really enjoyed it. I own it, so I actually bought it. So
yeah, it
it's a
might
good
be
movie.
worthy of a multiple watch, possibly. So
It's actually a sequel too.
The
To
Whispers of the Heart, right?
Yeah, to Whispers of the Heart. That is
Yeah.
correct.
Okay, and then the last movie I want to talk about, probably to laugh about it, but it wasn't actually too bad, but it was just really miscast. I got to see the Borderlands movie last night, so
Oh, you saw that? Oh,
Mm.
you just love
yeah,
getting rid of you. You just
You
love
just
getting rid of you.
throwing money
Exactly.
down the toilet left and right, huh?
Jeez, jeez.
I have a
There's a
Regal Unlimited subscription, so all I paid for was my time.
yeah.
No, that subscription costs money, sir.
Oh, I know it does. I
Don't
know
get
it
it
does.
twisted.
But I didn't have to pay anything extras. I paid a 50 cent
That sounds like a
fee.
Game Pass excuse.
But seeing it, it's like, okay, this movie was really miscast. Like the Kate Blanchett as Lilith,
No.
it just was kind of bad. It's like, you talking about a actress that is really older than the game character, and I'm not one to say, okay, you can't improvise with Borderlands, because Borderlands not exactly Pulitzer Prize plot of a game or anything like that, but at the same time, it's just between Kate Blanchett being in the movie as Lilith. I always pictured Lilith as a younger, like more seductive redhead in the movie. So
Because she is younger.
yeah, and of course Tannis being more featured, with Jamie Lee Curtis. It's just, and then of course the whole, Roland with just
Kevin Hart.
yeah, Kevin Hart is just like, oh man, he wasn't as prominent in the movie as I thought he was. It's mainly about Lilith, so And of course, Tiny Tina in the movie. You know, I hate to say it, but like some of the voice actors in the game actually played the roles better than the actor and actresses in the actual movie. So,
Yeesh.
and Claptrap, for whatever reason, it's just he had a lower pitch
Because
in the
it's Jack
movie.
Black.
It's Jack Black, yeah, but it's just it didn't seem like Claptrap to me. It's like because I played hundreds of hours of Borderlands titles between 1, 2, 3, and Tiny Tina's Wonderlands, and it's just going and jumping into a cinematic universe. I felt the movie was okay in of itself, but they really missed an opportunity because the villain was the owner of the Atlas Corporation on there. Handsome Jack was nowhere near any of the plot. I felt like they should have just brought Handsome Jack in as the main villain and just amped up the snark, and maybe they were hoping that they had a sequel so they could bring Handsome Jack into the sequel, but there's no sequel coming for Borderlands. I know it bombed on there, so overall, I mean, it was an okay movie. You know, wasting my money, 50 cents. 50 cents too much, Kev?
Man, my time is worth more than that. I mean, now I'm not a Borderlands fan to begin with, so maybe I'm just the wrong person to ask, but there was nothing even remotely interesting about that movie, even as just an action movie. It just seemed hokey.
It was really hokey, yeah. But you know, the person I was seeing with Amy, she never played a Borderlands game. She didn't know what Borderlands was. So I mean, she said she enjoyed herself. So I mean, in of itself, by itself, I mean, there's probably an audience out there that is not familiar with these properties that might get something out of it. I just wish they would have done a better movie in this instance. So you know, but I know you were curious to see it, right, Des? Maybe at a matinee, but I don't think you're going to go that route. I don't think, right?
Maybe. I mean, probably not. I'm probably gonna wait till it's streaming. It's already gonna come out on DVD and all the by the end of the month. So.
Oh wow. Okay.
Oh yeah, it's it's done. Like they're done with it.
Yeah, it's cooked. Yeah, I know. Reason why we saw it this week is that we were afraid that we weren't going to be able to see it come Friday. So
you probably weren't. To be completely honest with you, you probably weren't.
And the times that they were showing it, they had like one showing, like for most days, like at 10 o'clock, 10:20 at night. So contractual obligations, but you know, we're not the movie vessels, we're the gaming vessels. So I'm gonna kick it over to you, Kevin. Get what you've been up to since the last episode.
Well, I went back to Flintlock. I'll start with the worst and gradually get better. So Flintlock is a bad game, and I came to that conclusion, and it's totally the mechanics, man. There's a point where you start fighting more complex enemies, soldiers that have more complex attack patterns, and the tool that they give you, that Inky the Phantom Fox, because they have his move set, his attacks tied to your melee button, which is stupid. You can't. You have to hold. You have to hold. What they tell you to do is they tell you to hold the melee button, and then you'll be able to send the fox out to attack. The problem is that when you're fighting these more advanced complex enemies, I'm not even talking about a boss. I didn't even get to the first boss in this game because these mechanics are just trash. When you select the melee button, your character will automatically attack. And the more advanced enemies you face will whiff punish you. It's like every time I did that, I got whiff punished. Flintlock is just a poorly designed game mechanically, and ain't nobody got time for that over here. So I am so glad I am so glad that I didn't buy that game. Uh, I, I was leaning towards like this not being a purchase. Maybe the experience might be a little bit different on PlayStation 5 since the PS5 DualSense is a better controller. The using the button, the LB and RB as attack, it's like using a mouse button. You're just clicking, and there's no real sense of tactile feedback in the game when you're using the Xbox controller. Maybe that might have something to do with it. I don't know, but tying the Fox to the melee button at the default, I didn't even bother try to change anything because to me, if I gotta fix your mechanics as a player because your default settings are so trash, then you just didn't put any effort into it. And it's like
Or maybe they didn't
I'm
have the
not even gonna do it.
experience, maybe. Yeah, but who knows?
I don't think so. I think this was just not properly planned out mechanically. If they would have just given the Fox his own independent button, because you already have a lock on, you already have the attacks linked to the trigger and the LB and RB. Just give him one of the face buttons and just let that be that, and not have it tied to the melee. I just thought that was stupid. Moving to much better, Sonic Frontier. Still making my way through that game. Had a I don't know, man. That game is just, the more I play it, the better that game feels to me. As someone who is I'm not going to say I'm a Sonic fan, Uber fan, but someone who rented a Genesis just to play the first two Sonic games. I'm really enjoying Sonic Frontiers, and I will stand on that hill that I think Frontiers just does not get enough credit for being as good as it is. I think the engine really hinders the experience to a certain extent, but if you can get past that, there is a gem of a 3D platformer in Sonic Frontier. So I couldn't recommend that game anymore. Still playing Helldivers 2, still having a lot of fun with that. EDF 6, I am 53 missions deep in
Yikes.
EDF, and it, man, EDF is just that game is so good. It is so good. I'm fighting. I haven't fought the Hectors yet, and I haven't fought the Deroys yet. I'm hoping they're in the game right now. I'm fighting this enemy called the Krolls, which kind of remind me of the Deroys, except they're like 12-story tall octopus with tentacle feet. And so then they have these elongated, they use their tentacles to hold shields and ray guns, and it's crazy. It's just total craziness. The sniper drone just like pops their heads off like Pez dispenser caps. That game is just absolutely amazing. But and I don't. This is not a review. This is just initial impression. Black Myth Wukong. I played a little bit of that. I don't even know if I made it to. I don't even know if this guy would be considered a boss. I just think he's just considered a tough enemy. But Black Myth Wukong is amazing mechanically. I think this game deserves all the praise that it's getting. I'm playing it on console, which is not really all that well optimized yet. If you've got a PC that's beefy enough to handle it, because I watched who's those people that do all the comparisons and the tech analysis?
Digital Foundry.
Yeah, I watched Digital Foundry. It's not even optimized for folks running a 4090. You have to have according to what they were saying, in order to get the frame pacing and some of the other things, more technical things that I have no idea what they were talking about. They're saying that you got to have like whether you're dealing Intel or AMD, if you don't have the top of the line processor, you're going to notice some problems. So it's not even properly optimized with that. But if you can look past that, I'm playing it on console. Just from what little I've experienced of the game, I think I'm in for a fantastic ride. Probably one of the dopest opening scenes in any action game I've ever played. Like, if it's not the best opener, it's going to be in the top 3. It's going to be in the top 3 when Wukong basically brings the smoke to the ancient gods in that opening scene. That was just so dope, and that's kind of like your introduction to his controls. It's not. I wouldn't even call it a tutorial. I mean, they tell you a couple of things, but you have access to his whole kit if you press all the buttons. Like, you can do a shadow clone jutsu. You can do I think you can do like a transformation as well if you just start hitting buttons while you're fighting the guy. I can't wait to get further into this game. Usually the reason why I haven't gone farther is because by the time I get around to playing a game, it's usually fairly late. And I usually just wind up just dropping in EDF6 and just, kill a few aliens before I go to bed. That's kind of turned into my end of day game as well. But even with the imperfections, I think Black Myth Wukong is just a fantastic game, and I don't want to make this sound like a review, because it's not a review. It's just an impression. But just with what little I've played, I mean, there's weight behind your attacks. Like when you do a heavy attack with that bow staff, you feel like, yeah, you just thunk somebody upside his head. You cracked his skull in. There is weight and impact to the combat that I've experienced thus far. So I can't wait to get further into that game. So that's what I have been up to. So I'm going to pass the mic to Dez. What you been playing, bro?
Alrighty. So I have not been playing a lot, to be completely honest with you. That's just because I've been getting to bed early, been trying to train my body to get up when I need to go. And yeah, so one thing I've been playing is I took it back. I took it back to the old school. You can consider, early 2000s old school. But I started playing KOTOR, Knights of the Old Republic on the Switch. I wanted to see how that fared. I feel it's pretty good. I still miss it. I thought, hey, maybe I can play Knights of the Old Republic as one of my backlog games, because even though I spent countless hours on the game, I never beat it. The only one that I've ever beaten was the second one, KOTOR 2. So I was feeling like I wanted to play it. It runs great on the Switch, but it's such an old game. It'd be surprising if it didn't. But it looks great. So I'm thinking about running it. So we'll see. Maybe I'll do like a speed run thing on it or something. I don't know. But
have you been playing Switch on the train when you go to work in the morning, or it's been more?
I've been trying to stay awake on the train. So, but no, I'm gonna start bringing my Switch. That way I can get some time and on my lunch breaks and whatnot. So I just haven't transitioned over to that yet, because I watch YouTube. I'm a YouTube fan, and I watch videos. So I watch videos on my train ride or listen to music. But I think I'm gonna have to start playing with my Switch. So But yeah, that's really all that I've been playing. I need to get back to Sea of Stars. I'm literally at the end of that game. So this weekend I'm probably going to sit down and play that for a little bit and just try to power through it. That way at least I beat one. And then I can go on to another one, because you know what? If I beat one more than Joe, I'm doing good. So
Don't matter. I'll get to the 2, and then we'll have you pay for our dinner. It'd be great.
Please. The only one that's eating good is Kev. All right. So he was all sitting on top of the mountain, like, where y'all at?
I'm getting serious. I deleted all my dating apps, man. I am ready to go. I'm ready to play.
Wow.
I am ready to play.
Okay. All right. Well, until you roll credits on one, I'm not shaking in my boots yet.
Okay.
So you roll credits on one, sir, and then I'll be worried. So
all right.
But that's all that I've been playing, Kev.
Right. Okay, so we got a good variety of what we've been up to since our last recording. So that's going to move us into our next topic on our docket, and that's going to be the vessel line. All right, Des, you got the mic, my friend.
All righty. So for the vessel line question we asked, it was, with the Olympics not underway anymore, but when we asked this question, it was. So with the Olympics underway, do you think professional gamers are similar to athletes in other sports? Why or why not? Let us know your thoughts, and we'll share them on our next episode. If you're not familiar, that last episode was 256, and we had a pretty good conversation about athletes and what it takes to be a competitive gamer, hand-eye coordination, the type of training that they have to do, the amount of hours that they have to put in, and yeah, it was kind of unanimous by all three of us that yes, they are in fact athletes. So we got one response from John BT, and he says, "I definitely believe esports are on par with real sports. I'm a huge Formula One fan, and in that world, sim racers are taken extremely seriously. In fact, the current F1 champion, Max Verstappen, is often jokingly referred to as a sim racer who drives in F1 as a hobby, given he does an insane amount of competitive sim racing." That's interesting. I didn't know that. Like, I did not know that there was like a competitive, well, okay, competitive, but like sim racers were. I mean, of course, it's. I think it would just be like when you're a pilot and you're doing like VR, not VR piloting, but you're in the pilot cockpit and then you're doing sim like piloting. So I guess that could be considered another type. So I never really thought that sim racing was like that, and maybe that movie Gran Turismo, was actual, like, based on a true story.
Yeah, well, actually was based on a true story, which is crazy. So.
What?
Yeah, they were doing with Gran Turismo. They were doing tournaments and bringing winners into actual real GT Cup racing.
Wow.
Yeah.
There you go. Like, you can find them anywhere.
You couldn't get there just by using a controller. These were folks that had the whole kit and the caboodle, top lines, the steering wheel and all that other stuff to simulate as best as possible a real racing environment. And I would imagine that most of them had multiple monitors so that you can simulate that range of vision that you would have in a car as well. So these folks are serious. Serious.
So then I think about it, and like that old movie, like The Last Starfighter, and I wonder if, like, Kev's gonna go missing because he's out in space fighting giant frogs, because EDF was an actual simulator, to test super soldiers, and so Kevin's gonna come back and say, like, I saved all y'all giant frogs.
Gonna like use his Sekiro knowledge to go like fight some giant apes. So.
I mean, that'd be kind of like, I always wondered, because like, I always thought that was a cool concept, because like Ender's Game did it, Last Starfighter kind of did it, so I don't know. I just think I think it's interesting to even think about esports as like a real thing, and I really hope that, you know, with breakdancing being gone from the Olympics, we get Olympic esports. Wouldn't that be cool? I would think that like China or Korea would just like kick everyone's butt. So if we're doing like Olympic, you know, Call of Duty, like, could you imagine that? Like the Olympic teams winning gold for like winning like four out of 5 matches in Call of Duty. Wouldn't that be crazy? Like I would be. Or you have like a fighting game, like Evo becomes an Olympic sport type of thing, like Street Fighter 5.
I would actually watch. I would love to see like fighting games be part of the Olympics.
Wouldn't that be crazy though? Like,
yeah, that would be. You know,
I think it would be amazing, to be completely honest, if they want to get that younger demographic, because obviously breakdancing was not it. So, so
especially the Australian breakdancing team.
Yeah. So as long as Ray Gun's not in it, we're all good. So, but want to say thank you, John BT, for providing feedback. We love it. If you have feedback that you wanna give us, never feel like, if you're watching an older episode or listening to an older episode or watching it on YouTube, feel free to send us a message if you want to answer an older question. We will definitely mention it on our show, because this is a podcast for our listeners in our community. So we love community interaction. We love community feedback. So yeah, if you have like a main event question that you want us to ask our listeners, shoot it on over. We'll definitely answer it as well on the air. And yeah, you were gonna say something, Joe?
Yeah, I made a mention on Discord too. I made a mention for when I was doing the last call that if you wanted to bring up any subject matter whatsoever, by all means, you could contact us. Gaming related. Well, non-gaming related if you.
No, gaming related. We are a gaming podcast. Please keep it gaming related.
All right. That basically any gaming related question that you could contact us. You know, Discord, Blue Sky, Twitter, or X. Yeah, ask us a question. Yeah, it's there for you to ask us anything your heart desires within gaming. So
yes. So, but you know what follows me? It's the Jabroni Gaming News.
All right, thank you, Des.
You're welcome, sir.
All right, and there's been a lot that's happening, but you know, in a way, it's like I've actually kind of taken a step back. I did not watch GamesCom opening night live at all. I did not watch.
Who are you?
The Nintendo Direct either. I've been kind of picking and choosing from it, but yeah, it's like no, I haven't watched either event on here. So
I watched it.
But you know, I think from what I kind of got from the gist and people's comments about Gamescom opening night live, I did not miss much. In fact, it was deemed as Keeley's like worst show as far as the Gamescom opening night live shows, at least. So, but we'll kind of cover some top, features if need be from the show. So, the first thing I kind of led off, and something that we talked about in a previous episode, there is a actual authentic confirmation of a sequel to Journey to the Savage Planet, and it's going to be called Revenge of the Savage Planet. So they announced the sequel. It's basically going to feature single player, online co-op, crossplay, and split screen modes on here. It's coming out for everything under the sun. So I think, Des, you'd be more than willing to check Revenge of the Savage Planet out, right?
Yeah, I definitely would. I think it's a very fun game and very underrated. So I'm glad that they did enough business that way they can get a new one.
Yeah, they freed themselves from Stadia and Google, basically, because at some point that they were bought out by Google, and so they freed themselves. They retained their IP, and there you go. I think 505 Games is actually publishing this one just like they did the previous game. So kudos to them. Borderlands 4 got teased. They got officially announced coming out in 2025. So 2K needs to obviously make good on their purchase of Gearbox. So definitely, I would have to say more of the same. But this is the next installment of the franchise. So we'll have to see as far as what happens with it. Hopefully, they have a good plot, better script this time than Borderlands 3. Even though I heard the Borderlands 3 DLC specifically is really, really good. So. I'm looking forward to it. Any excitement for Borderlands 4, Des?
No.
Perhaps not.
Okay.
Yeah, Joe was like, damn, I guess not.
I thought you were a Borderlands fan.
Okay, so let me be clear. I want to know what the story is. The reason why I say that is because I actually like the story of the second Borderlands, and I kind of like the third one. I actually need to go back and play it and actually finish it.
I do too.
Because with all of its silliness and its gunplay and everything like that, I actually enjoy the system and the game overall. The problem was the humor it's just so like passe now, and I think that they need to challenge themselves if they're going to do like another one or keep it going, because I just like, so I need to know that it's not going to be steeped in like, culture that's like 10 years ago. Like I need it to be a little bit more fresh, and because I guess it sounds weird because a lot of people play Borderlands for the guns and the customization, not for the story, but I actually like their characters. I think Gearbox makes really fun characters, and I think that they make really fun systems. It's just the story is just kind of, yeah. And I really hope that they allow you to make your own character, but they probably won't. But I really hope that they allow you to make your own Vault Hunter. I think that would give you a level of I don't know, personalizing it, to make you more involved if you make your own character. I think because of how well Tiny Tina was received, even though it was only received it could have been better, but even though it did really well, and they're making a sequel to that too. The create your own character, I think, would really lend itself to Borderlands, making your own Vault Hunter, and honestly I don't want to say having a fully original story, but at least having a story that is not so centered around Handsome Jack or around Lilith. Like they can pop
Claptrap.
Or Claptrap. No. Well, Claptrap is gonna be like, he's the mainstay. Like Claptrap is like the logo, for that franchise. So he's gonna pop in. That's fine. But maybe set it in the future, like 50 years in the future, and have Claptrap be the only one that bridges the gap, because he's a robot, and robots are damn near, immortal, as long as they keep, putting their whatchamacallit, their batteries. So I don't know. I am cautiously optimistic about what's going to happen. So we'll see.
Yeah, we'll have to see once the game is revealed and comes out, and we'll see. Kind of take it from there. Just hoping that they kind of refresh it a little bit, give it a little bit more pizzazz if need be. Maybe mess with the systems a little bit more on there. So just not make it where it's Borderlands for the next generation. It's like, I think they should evolve the gameplay a little bit. Maybe, I don't know if they want to go more open world, maybe more cooperative versus, playing 4 players. I could imagine that they could do a lot of different things, but probably going to be a little bit conservative in my estimation too. So.
Oh yeah, it'll be a 4-player game. They just need to stop. They just need to be a little bit more innovative. Is what I'm hoping for. And I know that scares people to no end. Oh my God, innovation. But I think that they can spare that. Even though the movie was a flop, the interest for playing a real, honest to God Borderlands game, I think, will be higher because the movie flopped. So I don't think people really realize that. But if you have a media and you take it to another media and that doesn't work, people get nostalgic for what they could have, what there could have been. So even though the movie was crappy, Borderlands 3 and 2, I think, had a rise in their Steam user base. So even though the movie was crap and didn't really make that much money, it still translated into sales and to people playing the game. So playing the game. So I don't for 1 minute believe that it was an accident that they announced the game shortly after the movie premiered, or the movie did shitty. Like this is, yeah, I think this is going to make people even want to play it more.
Imagine if it's like Borderlands 4 is Borderlands the movie's a game or something.
Oh God, if it's that, then they deserve every bad thing they get. 100%.
You want to play Kevin Hart? Come on, man.
No. It'll be photorealistic like that Street Fighter movie game. That's probably what they're gonna do.
No, I doubt it, but it'd be funny if that happened. So, but,
terrible,
but it'd be funny. But
no,
all right. Next game of note to talk about, Dying Light: The Beast was announced. So I guess this was a DLC that Techland was working on for Dying Light 2, but they decided that this should be its own separate thing. So you play as Kyle Crane, which is the protagonist from the first game on there, and so it's basically almost like a whole entire separate game from what they've shown and from what people were saying about the game, from what they saw at the show, that they were pretty impressed with it. So it's about a 20-hour campaign. To me, 20 hours is like a good sweet spot. Nothing too crazy. It is going to be free to people that bought the Dying Light 2 Ultimate Edition. But, for people that didn't buy that edition, they could buy the DLC separately once it is out. So on there. And, Dying Light 2 is a game I kind of bought. I played a little bit. I want to go back. It was part of our Summer Backlog Blowout list of games that both me and Des want to go back to, possibly. So
I started playing it.
Maybe by the time this standalone DLC comes out, maybe we'll get back into Dying Light 2 a bit to kind of check that out. So, next thing of note, Genshin Impact is actually coming to Xbox. So Xbox finally got a Mihoho bone, if need be. So it is coming out for Xbox Series X and S on September the 20th on there. So you think Xbox fans are going to get on the gotcha train, you think?
Probably not.
Probably not. We'll see. So,
because they don't want to spend money, so I doubt it.
Yeah. Next thing, I don't know if either of you two got a chance to watch the Monster Hunter Wilds gameplay that was shown. How did it look, Kev? Did you watch it?
I watched it. It looks really good. It looks really good.
It's a no-brainer. Come on.
Yeah. It's wow. Yeah. It looks really good. I'm not the switch axe, but the switchblade. The only weapon that I have not seen yet is the bow, and I'm sure it's going to be there. But right now, I'm really feeling the switchblade and the longsword. I might just be completely different. Just start with longsword as my primary weapon this time around. It just be completely different. But yeah, I'm really liking how Monster Hunter Wilds is shaping up.
Yeah, I've watched some of the weapon videos, and I can't wait to check it out at TGS. So it's going to be Humdinger. I could say that. So.
Yeah, even and you can block with greatsword now, which is.
No, you could always block with it. It's just
you could.
Yeah,
I never.
People just never did it because you could. It really dulls your sharpness a lot. But most people never blocked with it. But yeah, maybe there's a more emphasis on it. But I mean, when I used it as my main for a long time, I never blocked with it. So So
Okay.
the fact that they're really showcasing that is kind of like, huh, maybe they want you to maybe they want you to block in it and not do the charge cancel. So
Even
uh,
looked like he had a parry with it too.
yeah, that again, I am excited to see what they're trying to add to it because I honestly do not know, and I am like, yeah, let's do it.
All right, next thing of note, from what I could tell here at the show, Marvel Rivals has a official release date. So it is coming out on December the 6th for all platforms, and all of the heroes will be free at launch. So you don't have to pay to play your favorite Marvel avatar of choice on there. So Marvel Rivals, of course, is a free-to-play 6v6 team-based shooter. So, and they're going to make money hand over fist probably with all these cosmetics that they're selling. But I'm glad that they're not making you purchase characters. It'd be kind of curious to see if the grind to get the characters is some sort of gameplay loop of some sort where people are maybe you will pay early to unlock characters if need be. But any Kev, are you looking? I know this is not your type of gameplay, but I know these characters might be something that might speak to you. Are you gonna dive into this shooter at all, or hails of the hails no?
I'm no.
Okay.
Mm-mm. I just can't see why you're giving Hulk a gun. To me it's the same. It's the same shit with Kill the Justice League. You're not letting the superhero. You're giving them, all they're doing is just using guns. It's like, why is Spider-Man using a gun?
He's got a spider gap.
No, I can't with this. No, playing it would just make me mad. Is like the only characters that would make sense is the Punisher.
And he's not in it.
I thought the Punisher was in this.
I don't think he is. Maybe he is. I don't
I'm
know.
pretty sure he is. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he is because that was one of the things that one of the first promotional videos that I saw. It was they had a dude with the black bodysuit and the skull on his front. I just assumed that was the Punisher.
You're probably right. Again, I don't know. I don't know a lot about it.
The heroes so far from the list I see, it's Black Panther, Doctor Strange, Groot, Hulk, Iron Man, Loki, Luna Snow, Magic, Magneto, Namor, Penny Parker, Rocket Raccoon, and Spider-Man. So I don't know if
wow.
they have announced more, but
Interesting.
Yeah.
I'm good.
I think you might be good too, right, Des?
Oh, I'm not playing it. Mm-mm.
Okay. I don't think any of us will be playing it then, unless I get a wild hair up my batoot, but we'll see. So, Starfield's getting its first expansion. So, Shattered Space is coming out on September 30th, 2024. I was so kind of surprised that the PlayStation version of Starfield didn't get announced at the same time, but now this DLC is coming out on there, kind of expanding the world of Starfield on here. I don't know if you've been tempted to fire up your potato and play some Starfield on that bad boy or not.
Not at all.
Not at all? Okay. Enough said on there. So if it comes to PlayStation, would you be interested in checking it out, or is that something
I'm good.
You're good? Okay. All right. Path of Exile 2 early access release date was revealed. So the early access release date for the game is going to be on November 15th on here. So the game is going to be available on early access on PS5, Xbox Series X and S, and PC via the Steam, and also on Epic Game Store. So, and I'm interested in Path of Exile 2. I'm not sure if I want to dip into the early access per se or not. I got a lot of time to play all sorts of different games in my backlog and what I have available. So I'm not sure if I want to play a game in a pre-release state. I'm more apt to maybe dive in to get a taste, as long as I don't have to pay too much to be able to do so. And I think this early access might be something, because Path of Exile 1 was free to play, so I'm assuming the Path of Exile 2, even the early access, will be free as well. So any interest, Des, in diving into Path of Exile 2 early access, or you more want to like wait until the actual like 1.0 release comes out?
I'll be waiting for the 1.0 release.
Got it.
But it's definitely a game that I will be playing when it comes up, because it looks good. And
I think I'll be playing this one too.
Yeah,
it looks like there's a lot more going on than Diablo to me. Like more, it looks more interactive. I didn't mean to cut you off there, but yeah,
No.
I was really surprised that Path of Exile 2 really held my attention while it was on the doing their showcase. So
I'm thinking though, probably the action in the game has a little bit more weight and a little bit more complexity, which might lend to type of gameplay you like, Kev. So, so I'm thinking it might be a thing where the systems will kind of sell you on the game. So, all right, and then 2K also announced another new game. You know, even though it's like going back to an old sequel, Mafia: The Old Country is coming out in 2025. So Hangar 13 is working on this. So it's set like a prequel, basically going to be entirely in Sicily on there. So you get to see the origins of the Sicilian Mafia.
There you go, Joe.
You know. I'm not going to look at it as like an autobiography or something like that, like, you know, what my great-grandfather did back in the old country. But my great-grandfather actually lived in Sicily, so I'm not going to.
See, there you go.
Yeah. So who knows? Who knows? So.
Our people.
Our people.
It's your people, Joe. It's your people.
And I don't know if you guys got to see, Jeff Keighley did bring out like an old game creator on stage, Peter Molyneux, you know, noted creator of games like Fable, Dungeon Keeper 2, Populous, but yeah, he unveiled a new game. And Keighley keeps trying to bring out these like, you know, surprise nuggets, but you know, Peter Molyneux needs to go back and just make mobile games, you know, or whatever he's doing. He needs to enjoy retirement is what he needs to do. So
that's mean.
But you know,
that man's creating. He's creating.
He's creating. Yes. I know he went into the media, said that Microsoft does not have the copyright to Albion, because he's like, his new game is called Masters of Albion, and so it's based in the same universe as Fable. So you can't copyright or like, you know, hold an IP down, I guess. So but
that game may come out before Fable proper comes out. The way things are going,
you ain't lying.
And of course, Keighley ended the show with a new trailer for Indiana Jones and the Great Circle. So basically, a great trailer was shown. I have not seen it. Was the trailer good, Kev?
The trailer was I think it was well done. I just don't think the Indiana Jones game looks that interesting to me.
Thank you. Yeah, I agree 100%. It just does not look interesting. I don't think it should have been in first person, to be
that exactly. That's what's killing it for me. I just have so many fond memories of that. I forget, Indiana Jones and the something machine on the original Xbox, I think it was. That to me is the pinnacle indie in video game form. Third person, whipping, punching dudes in the face, solving puzzles. No, they actually weren't that difficult. I mean, if I like the puzzles, then you know they weren't difficult. Just if they could have just copied that formula with modern technology, they would have had a winner on their hands. But this whole the punches don't look. In one of them, it looks like it almost looks like a poorly choreographed punch on a movie set. He's holding one of the Nazis, and it's like his fist, you can tell, does not make impact with the Nazi's face. It's just does not look good. Janky animations.
Yeah.
I'm not feeling it at all.
Well,
I will not be update. I will not be buying a month of Game Pass to play The Great Circle.
Well, the game did get announced. The release date for the game is going to be on December 9th on Xbox and PC. But what set many Xbox fans' hopes ablaze is that they announced right afterwards that it's coming to PlayStation 5 in spring 2025. One more thing, yes.
Boy.
So, of course, going to dive in because, of course, Phil Spencer was asked about this. And, of course, he appeared basically on a live stream. And his statement saying, going to the PlayStation announcement, obviously last spring we launched 4 games, 2 of them on Switch, 4 of them on PlayStation. We said that we're going to learn. I think at the showcase I might have said that from our learning, we're going to do more. What I see when I look at our franchises are getting stronger. Our Xbox console players this year are as high as they ever been. So I look at it and say, our player numbers are going up for the console platform. Our franchises are as strong as they ever been, and we run a business. It's definitely true inside of Microsoft that the bar is high for us in terms of the delivery we have to give back to the company because of the level of support from the company that's just amazing in terms of what we're able to go do. So he basically is stating we can make our games as strong as possible, ensure our platform continues to grow both on console, PC, and cloud, and it's just going to be a strategy that works for us. So they are going to go ahead and from this point forward, he's looking for that growth. And so, if you're an Xbox only platform supporter, you're not going to know which game they're going to decide to bring to another platform, which game they're going to just leave on Xbox Series. And I think a lot of gamers out there will not look to buy a Series X or S because they know that eventually the game's going to either be on PC day and date or eventually come to PlayStation at some point. So
the whole slate's coming. Basically, Big Daddy Satya said, "Bitch, better have my money." And the money is the people that are actually buying games. In that same statement that he said that when he introduced those 4 games going over to Switch and PlayStation, correct me if I'm wrong, but he did say that Indiana Jones and Starfield were not the ones going. We're not going.
Not at least per the announcement of the 4. It was heavily rumored that they were going to be a part of this. So.
Yeah, and Phil has got to make his make payroll for Big Daddy Satya. He says, "I want my money." The Game Pass model is obviously not working, and I don't buy this. I'm sure there's ways that you can jiggle the numbers at least for a non investors meeting. You're just interviewing with the press. You can say whatever you want to say to the press. You can't tell me if your numbers were up on console that you would be doing any of this. I don't believe that for a second.
Agreed.
Well, in other Xbox news, I might as well throw this out here since we are talking about Xbox. Microsoft has announced the release date for the digital-only Series X. So that will be coming out on October 15th on there in select countries, following on October 29th in the remainder of the world on here. So that is a white Xbox Series X with no disk drive on there. Also, too, they are bringing out a 2 terabyte Galaxy Black Xbox Series X with a disc with a 2 terabyte SSD inside, which is going to retail for $599.99.
Absolutely ridiculous.
So, yep.
Absolutely ridiculous. You get the stripper model with the stripper glitter all over it. No. No.
Yeah, so I'm not sure what excitement is out there for these two. I mean, obviously, I think most Xbox Series owners don't even use the disk drive, to tell you the God's honest truth. Maybe to play a 360 or an Xbox One game, maybe, you know.
Maybe. And this is the thing that is just so weird, particularly for a gamer like me who has no interest in going to PC. If you're an Xbox fan and you don't have an interest in going in doing the investment in PC gaming, if you don't have that interest, what are you going to do? I mean, I would, because I know there's those people have to exist. They all just can't be just oh well, I got a PC, so it's all well and good. There has got to be someone out there who remembers the legacy of the original Xbox, the 360, and is just wondering and has no interest or is, pushing back on this idea of PC gaming. Maybe they've tried it, didn't like it. A number of possible variables could be. What do you do? That would be my question. What are you doing? Do you switch to another platform? Do you switch to PlayStation? Switch to Nintendo? Go back to the Xbox 360? I mean, do you just bite the bullet and say, I guess I just have no choice but to go and get a PC for my gaming if you feel that PlayStation is just completely out of the question. I would love to ask that
or wait for that Xbox portable to come out with the side loading for Steam and whatever else.
And to me, that's another slap in the face, because you have been disrespecting your console fan base from the jump of this generation. You've been filling their heads with we're going to outperform everybody. We eat monsters for breakfast. Your games get delayed. Your system launches with no new games whatsoever, with the biggest claim to fame being backwards compatibility. And then you roll all the way up, setback. Oh, but we bought Activision and Bethesda. And it seems like that was, instead of developing new content with that money, approaching studios, you're trying to buy the football field. That's not working. And you then you say, hey, $600 for the stripper version of the Series X. No graphical improvement, no chipset improvement. When you got a PlayStation, new controller. When you got a PS5 Pro, literally being loaded into the chamber, the worst kept secret in the gaming industry. And you end GamesCom with your last thing being putting a game that you told your Xbox clientele was not going to PlayStation, and announcing it for PlayStation. And then you're going to turn around and ask for more money for the next generation for some type of handheld or some type of desktop Steam box wannabe thing to side load Steam. I mean, I don't know how many times the battered victim can go back to the abuser. It's
I may laugh at that, but man,
I'm kind of at the end of my rope with Xbox, and we've kind of gone back and forth, and I want to go back and play my Series X. I want to go see what's on there. I want to check out Games Pass. I have enough games on PlayStation. I have enough games on Switch and Steam. I don't need Xbox in my life anymore. And I hate to say it, but I think me kind of kicking it to the curb, even though I have Game Pass up until I think 2025, maybe 2026. I could maybe fire up on PC, even though the launcher is crap. So I'm looking at, good old GameStop.com. Trade in my Series X. I could get a $420 in credit tomorrow if I happen to just walk that bad boy in and trade it in. And it's $420 more than.
Yeah.
I don't think I'll get $420 in use of it if I just kept it, to tell you God's honest truth. So.
Yeah. When Sonic Frontiers is done, I really have to. I'm probably going to do that when I finally get around to wrapping up Frontiers, because it's like I have nothing. There's really nothing I'm interested in playing. I look at Game Pass, whatever game I think might be enticing to me, I get a month card, and I'm not even enticed to stick around. I mean, the only game that might hold my attention is South of Midnight. That's really it. But after playing Flintlock, and South of Midnight kind of seems to be in that same vein, I'm hoping that, and I know it's different studios, different developers and all that stuff, I'm hoping that they do a much better job mechanically in that game. But South of Midnight just does look like it could be fun. But it's like I struggle trying to hold on to this thing. And what makes it even harder is that I'm a console player. I have no interest in going to PC. I mean, I got a Steam Deck, but I wouldn't want to play the latest and greatest games on it. I don't think it's got the horsepower to do that.
I don't think you want to use it to play emulation either, right? I don't think that's
well. Emulation hasn't worked for me thus far. I guess I gotta wait until the dual boot comes out to do.
I'm talking about for the Series X. I'm talking about
yeah, no, I'm not going to do all that. No, I'm not going to do all that. So I don't know.
Well, we'll have to see. Listeners, if you think we should still give Xbox a chance, let us know. What's your opinion on the Xbox? Are you enjoying it? I know Surgeon Fire is enjoying his Series S. That Series S could trade in right now at GameStop for $270. I wonder. I wonder.
I will say this, regardless of what is in Game Pass or what games are coming out, when PS5 Pro drops, the Series X is getting traded if it hasn't been traded already by then. There's just no need for to take old Yeller out back and just finish the job. And I just don't see Xbox changing their ways with regards to the content that they're putting in Game Pass. Their games just do not hold my attention, and I refuse to believe that my tastes are just so out there. Nintendo has games that grab my attention. PlayStation has games on that platform that grab my attention. Steam has games on that platform that grab my attention. I refuse to believe that the studios that develop for this console, and I'm speaking completely about the console, I refuse to believe that they just have the inability to provide me with content that I would find interesting. It's just that they are more focused on the service. But
all right, well,
I don't know.
Talk more about Xbox maybe in a future episode. But let's move on to the Nintendo Direct. So there was a Nintendo Direct that happened earlier this week, and so I'm not going to obviously hit everything that was mentioned, but there's a point that there was quite a few games that were shown on here. And definitely, Des, if I don't pick or talk about a particular game and you want to talk about it, definitely let me know about that. So, okay. First game of note on the indie world that I felt should be talked about is from the team that did critically acclaimed Grease. There's a new game called Neva on here, which we talked about before. This was shown in the previous Keeley Fest on here, basically, that shows chronicles of the story of Alba, a young woman bound to a curious young wolf cub, Neva, on there. So, and they basically go through a very graphically stimulating 2D pixel art world. No, pixel art, more like just it just looks great, just like kind of like Grease did on there. So, and so that is coming out pretty soon. It's coming out, I believe, in October 15th on here. So definitely it's being published by Devolver. Looks good. Are you looking forward to this one, Des? I know that you played Grease a little bit, right?
Yes. And it looks pretty good.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to definitely check it out too. So, they announced some free DLC for Sea of Stars. So, Throes of the Watchmaker is going to be coming out in spring 2025 on here, and basically it's a free story DLC. So, it's going to support the upcoming local co-op mode too on here. So, I think with playing that game co-op, I think it might add some extra solace a little bit. I can imagine if maybe me and you could play the game and play it co-op online, it'd be kind of nuts in a way. So
maybe it's a fun game, and I if you haven't played it, definitely take the time to do it. Like it's good, and the fact that this is a free DLC was just like made it even better. Just completely like, yes, chef's kiss.
yes. Also in the indie world, they announced a update to Shovel Knight. So Shovel Knight is getting basically a remake on here. So Shovel Knight Shovel of Hope DX is coming out. It's an enhanced edition of Shovel Knight with 20 playable characters. There's going to be some online multiplayer and other new features on here. So definitely looking forward to that. Was there any other games that you saw in Indie World that kind of caught your eye, Des?
Little Witch. What's her name? Little Witch Navita R.
Oh, okay.
I thought that looked pretty good. It is it's a remake of a mobile game. So don't let that scare you. It is a remake of a mobile game, but they actually added a bunch of stuff to make it actually be a real game. And it looks pretty good. It's like an Atelier game mixed with I don't know what you would call it. It's a Atelier game mixed with I don't know, like a top-down, run around and pick up stuff, and you get to fight, and you get to tame animals. So yeah, I thought that one was really good, and I think I most likely would be picking it up. Another one that I thought was really good was we saw this last year at PAX was Cuisinier.
Yeah.
No, yeah, Cuisinier, which has been out on the
PC.
Yeah, PC for almost a year now, and it looks really fun. You're this cat girl who owns a restaurant, and you go out and you have a giant spatula and you beat the crap out of your ingredients and you bring them back. so it's just this funny little again, it's like what's that one game, Moonlighter, where you have this sort of like shop management or sim on one hand, and then on the other hand you go out and you get your stuff, you get your ingredients, and so that's where the combat aspect of it is, and it's cute. It's a very cute, I guess it's not pixel, but it's sort of like a chibi style.
It's chibi style, yeah.
Yeah, you know how those chibi styles look, and yeah.
Yeah, it's coming out not just for Switch. It's coming out also for PlayStation as well. So there's a nice physical coming out too, since it's Marvelous. So.
Oh yeah, there's I think one of them has like a steelbook and a download code for the soundtrack, and then you get acrylic stands. Acrylic stands seem to be the big thing now, I guess. And then if you get the Japanese one, which I'm hoping to get while we're in Japan for Tokyo Game Show, I'm hoping to pick up the collector's edition, because collector's edition has everything, but the soundtrack is actually on a USB stick, so you actually get.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, you actually get a physical version. I mean, it's a stick, a USB stick, but at least it's not a download code. So that's something. Yeah. So that's what I'm super excited for.
One game that caught my eye was this game called Europa, which is know might be something that sticks with you, because I know you like to use that as your character name sometimes.
Yeah,
so.
yeah, I saw that one as well, and it looked pretty good. I don't know. It's just a lot of the games that are coming out for the Nintendo did come out for Steam already, and and that's just kind of par for the course. A lot of these companies will cut their teeth and get their funding through Steam before they release it onto the platform and other platforms. And so I think that's one of the reasons why I find it hard to play Steam, because I'm a patient person and I can wait. But at the same time, I know that if I really like a game, I should at least wishlist it, even if I don't buy it, because it helps get them funding. So just something to think about if you're ever on the fence about why you should support Steam and whatnot. Another game that I thought was really great was, and I know some people, I know Kev has no interest in this whatsoever, but it was Metal Slug Tactics. It is a tactics game. It is a turn-based game, but it looks fantastic. It's Metal Gear. I'm here for it. It looks fun. I know it can die in the fire for you, Kev. You're just not there. You're just not there.
I mean, it's Metal Slug. I'll give it that much. I love me some Metal Slug.
I know, but it should be a side-scrolling, action game.
Yeah, that's when you say Metal Slug, I need it to be 2D. Yeah. 2D, inspired action.
I doubt you're going to play that Metal Slug Tower Defense game that just came out like a month or two ago.
I thought about that. I actually thought about it, and I was just like, it's Metal Slug, but for whatever reason, I just cannot get into tower defense games. I've tried. I have really tried, and I just, something about it, just, the monotony of it, I just can't feel it. Can't feel it. And then the one that really stuck out for me, the one that just was like, are you serious? There is a new Atelier game, Atelier Yumiya. And I was like, so it's Atelier Yumiya, the Alchemist.
Oh, that's on the Direct. Yeah, I haven't dived into the Direct game. So
yeah, the Alchemist of Memories and Envisioned Land. I saw that and I was like, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? So yeah, so I know. I'm sorry, we moved on to the Direct, and we were talking about the indie games first, but I just had to, like, when I saw they announced that, and I know I have some of them on. It's weird because my Atelier collection is both on the Switch and on the PlayStation, so I'm trying to decide like which one I want to get this on. So, but
it'll probably run on Switch too. It'll probably run just.
Oh yeah. It's a chibi style game, but it just, again, I think I might have to get it on I might have to get it on PS5. Don't tell anybody.
They ended the indie world with the release date trailer for the Plucky Squire from Devolver, and I'm definitely looking forward to that one. I've been keeping an eye on that one. I don't know how you feel about that one, Des, but
yeah, Plucky Squire looks great too. I mean, a lot of these indie games look just fantastic. So I'm fine with it. I'm down.
Which I don't know if you guys heard, but the Plucky Squire is dropping in on the release date, September 17th, day and date on PlayStation Plus. So,
well, there you go.
It's going to be on PlayStation Plus Extra, so it's not the what's the normal one called? I forgot already. So, Essential.
Oh, Essential.
It should be bronze, silver, and platinum, but
yeah. So let's kind of dive into the Nintendo Direct itself. So they announced a new Tetris game called Tetris Forever. on here. But what's kind of cool about this one, it's basically coming from Digital Eclipse, and it's a kind of a documentary, a museum of Tetris itself. So it has basically a lot of the older Tetris games, like the original 1988 Famicom version of Tetris, as Tetris 2 and Bombless, Tetris Battle Gaiden on there, but there's also a brand new Tetris experience called Tetris Time Warp, where you basically jump between the different game styles in the game on there. And the collection also includes documentary videos, digital artifacts, and the interactive timeline on there. So it's like if you want to kind of play like, if you like the kind of museum like aspect of Atari 50, or looking at the different like game collection, this is basically all about Tetris Forever on there. So also they announced a remake of Legend of Heroes Trails in the Sky. So the game I've been dabbling in off and on PC for the last couple of years on my Steam Deck. But yeah, they are remaking the game. Falcom is, and so
that's where I'll pick it up.
Coming out in 2025, and I'm hoping I want to beat at least the first game on Steam prior to this one coming out, because I've just been playing this game off and on for so many sessions. It's just like even though I'm looking forward to playing the the remake if need be, I want to at least say I beat the first game on its original platform. So. Also shown this new game called Star Overdrive, which looked kind of interesting. So it's a open world game where you solve puzzles, fight formidable enemies, and you wield the powers of the guitar. So you kind of got this big ass giant like keyboard guitar that you utilize. So kind of look kind of cool on there. Also, let's take a look. The first Stalker games are coming out on Switch. So Stalker's Legends of the Zone trilogy is coming out on Switch in November. So it's probably like one of the most like brutal first-person shooters from PC lore, and you'll be able to play it, on your portable gaming system on there. If anyone out there is looking forward to Stalker 2 dropping on Game Pass coming up, you could play the first games at least on your Switch as well. They brought this collection out for PS4 previously as well, which I just ordered from Japan actually. So on there. Also too, this one kind of came out of nowhere, but there's a new collection from Capcom of Capcom Fighting Collection 2 got announced, coming out in 2025. But this game includes all sorts of Capcom fighting game bangers from the past. So Capcom versus SNK Millennium Fight 2000 Pro, Capcom versus SNK 2, Capcom Fighting Evolution, which was a big old piece of trash, Street Fighter Alpha 3 Upper, Project Justice, which is great, Power Stone and Power Stone 2, and Plasma Sword Nightmare of Bilstein. So obviously, yeah, I think a lot of people were super excited because Power Stone and Power Stone 2 are finally like saved from the archive, like, saved from, going away to the ether on here. So what's your overall opinion of this collection, Kev?
It's great. Day one. Absolutely. Street Fighter Alpha 3. I mean, really, I know the game of the collection is probably going to be Capcom versus SNK 2, but for me, it's probably going to be Street Fighter Alpha 3.
Yeah, Street Fighter Alpha 3 is pretty badass. So
yeah, I mean, I'll be playing both of them, but yeah, it definitely Alpha 3 carries, as well as Power Stone, because I want to say I had Power Stone for a brief amount of time, but I think I traded it back for something else. So I never really gave it an opportunity. I keep hearing all these wonderful things about it, so I definitely want to check out those two Power Stone games.
I remember playing Power Stone at Joe's house, and liking it. I thought the art design was really nice.
Yeah, I like the game. I mean, I think I bought it on import before it came out in the US actually. So because I had
And
my
they
Japanese Dreamcast. So
yeah, and they also have oh gosh, that where you're the high school students
yeah,
fighting
it's the rival school
rival.
sequel.
Yeah,
Yeah, which is
right.
Project
Yeah,
Justice.
Project Justice was amazing.
You know, I kind of regretted I sold
Amazing.
Project Justice. I traded in at a GameStop. I got a good amount of money because you could sell that game for like $300, make you holla if you have
I
the.
I still have that.
So there you go.
I have my prime. I'll never get rid of it, but I still have it. Still got all the instruction manuals. It's in pristine condition.
I was
I did
debating
get rid of
about.
it in my Dreamcast stuff.
I thought about buying the Japanese version of Project Justice while we were in Japan last time, and I just didn't see it. So, and with this collection coming out, I'll just buy it on the collection. I don't feel like I have to buy it for Dreamcast. It's not like I'm going to fire up my Dreamcast anytime soon anyway. So, on here, they also announced too that Marvel vs. Capcom Fighting Collection Arcade Classics. If you get the physical, there's going to be an exclusive comic book inside the package on there, so which is kind of cool on there. So anyone that picks up the physical release, which is coming out November 22nd, will get the comic book included in the package. So if you happen to be a comic fan and you happen to dig some of the Marvel vs. Capcom games, I definitely recommend picking that up on there. So they had also a kind of JRPG section of the Direct. So of course, Atelier Yuma, which Desmond previously mentioned, got announced, and then Sudoku 1 and 2 HD Remastered Gate, Rune, and Dunin Unification Wars. Say that fast 3 times. It's coming out on March the 6th, 2025. This is basically Sudoku 1 and 2 HD Remastered that's coming out for not only for the Switch, but also for PC, PlayStation. I don't think it's coming out for Xbox. It might be, but who knows. So I'm definitely looking forward to that. I think that's going to be a day one get for me. I've been always wanting to play Sudoku 2 again. I sold my copy back in the day. If you try to buy it now, it would have been like, it's like $300. It's like ridiculous to go buy it now. So, and you know, with this being remastered, hopefully they redo the translation for Sudoku 2 because it's notably like kind of bad as far as the translation.
It is very bad.
PlayStation 1. Probably not as bad as like the original Breath of Fire or Breath of Fire 2 on the SNES. Those are like notably like horrible too. So about and then they had another trailer for Dragon Quest 3 HD 2D remake, which will be out on November 14th. Definitely kind of excited for this, of course. I already have a pre-order for PlayStation, but you know, I'll be able to enjoy it on the platform of choice for me, at least. So a new collection for Castlevania Shadow Drop that came out the day of the Direct on here. Castlevania Dominious Collection. Say that fast 3 times too. So this includes basically some DS Castlevania titles.
I already have them all. It's annoying.
I know. Castlevania Dawn of Sorrow, Castlevania Portrait of Ruin, and Castlevania Order of Ecclesia. Plus, you get 2 versions of Haunted Castle, the original arcade version of Castlevania, and a reimagined version of the game. So the original, like Castlevania, Haunted Castle, balls hard. It's fucking hard. Excuse my French. So it's like, if you're going to play it, it would be almost like for a curiosity's sake. But, you know, I was catching some of the instance as far as the implementation of the second screen, the touch screen on this collection, because these are all DS games on there. So I found it interesting that they basically took the second screen and did some like real-time events and little gameplay aspects where they incorporated like the touch screen with this collection. So, you know, I'm like Des said, I own all 3 of these. I could go fire them up and play them on my DS if I want to. So I'm not looking to buy this collection. I'm kind of curious to see how they implement the touch screen because that might be a good forebearer for future collections possibly, but we'll have to see on there. And also to round out the JRPG Blowout, there is another Tales game to celebrate the 30th anniversary of Tales. on here. Tales of Grace's F Remastered is coming out on January 17th of next year. So this is a Tales game that was noted as not being the best as far as the story is concerned, but noted as being one of the best playing Tales games, meaning that it's just like it just plays like a dream from what people were commenting on, etc. On there, a lot of people were celebrating the fact because this game kind of is one of the Tales games that kind of got stuck on PS3, meaning that it's not available for any other platform besides PlayStation 3. So they're definitely looking forward to this one coming out. So, and it's coming out also for PlayStation platforms and PC as well. So just in case you want to play this somewhere else, by all means. So, and that's pretty much, I mean, there's a couple more games. JRPG, Rune Factory Guardians of Azuma finally got like a release window. It's coming out in spring 2025. I think me and Des watched kind of some of the prequel stuff on Marvelous's stream like a few months ago on this game, and imagine Rune Factory in a feudal Japan, and there you go. Guardians of Azuma is basically that game, and I love the art style looking at it and watching the trailers, so I'm definitely going to be there day one. I think, Des, you've always been a big fan of Rune Factory. You've been buying all the games in the franchise for a while now, right?
Yep. So I'll be picking it up as well.
Yeah, and they rounded up the showcase with a port, God forbid, a port of Yakuza Kiwami for the Nintendo Switch platform. So if you want to play
wow,
old-ass Yakuza game that's been ported on everything else, and you want to play it on the go, and you don't have a Steam Deck, just have a Switch. You know, I initially thought that this game would never reach the Switch because of the fact of it being Yakuza, but hey, guess what? That's if they can make some money off it, Sega's gonna kind of see if this kind of, you know, because I bet you anything, when Switch 2 comes out, you're gonna see Yakuza collections galore coming out for the Switch. So
getting people ready,
get them primed and ready, get that cash cow going, cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching. So. And speaking of cha-ching, 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 PlayStation announced their TGS 2024 booth, and that's going to include a Astrobot Gacha machine. So if you happen to be at TGS, like maybe 2 of the 3 hosts of this podcast will be, you'll be able to go ahead and go up to the Gacha machine and basically play the demo and then win one of 4 different T-shirts on there. So. Of course, the T-shirts are going to be sized for a moderate Japanese man, so I will not be able to fit. Instead, said "Gotcha Astrobot" T-shirt. Maybe if me and Des go on we'll have to prime up the Ozempic and get on that treadmill. So we'll have to see.
There you go, sir.
Yeah, but
you can have the key. It's fine. You can have it.
Both Astrobot and Monster Hunter Wilds will be playable at the TGS booth for PlayStation. There's also some other quote-unquote undetermined games that will be shown as well. So I know also Death Stranding 2 on the Beach will be also featured during the event. They have a stage show with Kojima and some voice actors and actresses on there. So just in case me and Des want to watch the panel in Japanese, I don't think that's going to be a go-to for us, but you never know. But TGS news. We'll talk more TGS. I know Tecmo Koei announced that they'll have Dynasty Warriors Origins playable at their booth at the show. So I'm kind of interested to check that out. So, all right, and let's cover kind of our announcements and release dates section of the news real quick. One game announcement that kind of disappointed me. Sad panda face over here. Bandai Namco is ending the anime MMORPG Blue Protocol in Japan. They are shutting services down for the game on January 18th, 2025. And they have also canceled its Western release as well. So this is a game that they were working with Amazon Games to bring out in the West. Announced it last year. I was kind of super excited for it. I was kind of getting some Phantasy Star Online vibes from this game, but it's no longer valid. This game's going to disappear in the ether. Another MMORPG down on its luck. So, oh well. Were you looking forward to this at all, Des?
Not really.
Not really.
I never really got too much into it. To tell the God's honest truth, I never really got into it that much. So
Got it. All right, and then also one game that we kind of noticed from a previous Keeley Fest, the first Berserker Kazan got a release date. So that is one of these Nexon games that kind of look interesting, kind of Dark Soul-ish action RPG, but it is coming out for all the platforms early 2025. But there's going to be a technical closed beta test, so you could play test our game and give us feedback on PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series from October 11th to the 20th on there. So, Kev, are you looking forward to this game? I know this game's always kind of caught your eye a little bit during these Keeley Fests and whatnot, right?
Yeah, I want to check it out. It does have the one thing that has me a little bit concerned, and that is a stamina bar. And the stamina bar is a very intricate part of the gameplay. So that has me. I'm still optimistic about it, but just a little bit cautious. But it looks so good, and it looks so smooth. I'm gonna have to play it. I'm definitely gonna be signing up for that play test.
All right. And last but not least, last beefy news bit from this beefy Jabroni Gaming news, which I guess we should record more often. I should cull the news list a little bit, but Risk of Rain 2 is getting finally its rumored PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series versions. It was released yesterday on August 27th. There is a second DLC that came out yesterday as well called Seekers of the Storm on here. So the PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series versions of Risk of Rain 2 will offer new features, including couch co-op, split screen play, if I could talk properly, 4K resolution at 30 frames a second, and also 1440p and 1080p resolutions at 60 frames per second. The PS5 version will also offer new visual and audio effects available via the DualSense wireless controller on there. So, I've always kind of had a soft spot for Risk of Rain 2. I know me and Des played it for a little bit on PlayStation 4 on there, but I always want to kind of go back because it has that kind of roguelike gameplay I kind of enjoyed for a bit. And so I've been kind of seeing that they've been working on a native PS5 version of the game, and so I'm definitely going to take a look at this after the summer backlog event is over, and maybe I'll have to maybe play for money. That way I could earn the money to buy both of you dinner. But we'll oh wait, no, I'm gonna beat my two games and haha while Desmond buys my meal. But we'll see. So.
If you say so. I mean, sure, buddy.
Hey, if I say it enough times, I'll will it into being. So.
Manifest.
That is the Jabroni Gaming News for episode 257.
All right. So game night takes place every Wednesday, 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific. That's the date and time that we set aside to play games with our growing Discord community. So if you are enjoying what you're hearing and are looking for a place to discuss games and the gaming industry and this wonderful hobby in general, I would highly encourage you to hop on over to the app formerly known as Twitter, currently known as X. Hit our bio at Gaming Vessels, GamingVessels. Tap the link and you're in. So we ain't got no merch to hawk to you, and we don't have a Patreon tier list for you to subscribe to. Just ask of you that you're just a nice person, likes talking about games. And I think if you fit that criteria, I think you're going to have a fun time on board the good ship Gaming Vessel. Also wanted to remind folks, and I have been terrible at reminding folks about this because I honestly forgot. We got a YouTube channel, y'all.
Yeah.
So head on over to our Gaming Vessels YouTube channel. Like and subscribe if YouTube is the place where you prefer to consume your podcasts. Please give us a like and subscribe over there. Definitely want to shout out one of our long-term generals in the Gaming Vessels Army, John BT, for his response to our vessel line this episode. Again, when folks write in, it just makes the episode a bit more interactive, bit more fun to do. Definitely appreciate your feedback, my friend. Folks, we want to thank you for hanging out with us, and this is going to bring episode 257 to a close. So thanks for hanging out, cooling out, chilling out without a doubt with us this episode. So for Dez, aka the Bay Area Terror, aka the High Res Lover,
That's me.
aka the Cat Daddy, aka that Gamer Stepdaddy, and for Trader Joe, aka Jabroni Chief.
Yeah.
But you might also know him as the Food Max of Gaming, who can maximize your gaming dollar. I am Shonuff71, aka Diggadolamite.
That purple bling bling, y'all. Never forget, y'all.
And we will be back next time, episode 258 for your ears. Peace.